All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for joining Blind Life, our monthly, what do we call this, Rachel? This is our video podcast.
Sure.
We'll do that. Thank you guys. We got a special one today. We are joined by a guest, Karthik from Envision. Karthik is the Chief Technical Officer at Envision. And we're going to be talking about the Ally Solos glasses, the brand new smart glasses coming out from Envision next month is the big launch. And excited to learn a little bit about them. If you are in here, thank you guys for joining us. You'll be able to ask questions in the chat, and yeah, it'll be fun. So, Karthik, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, I'm not hearing Karthik.
Oh, wow. Classic, live stream gaff there. But thanks for having me, Sam. I think it's been an amazing journey so far. And thank you for always supporting Envision with whatever work we're doing and for your, honest but constructive feedback on how we can always improve. So, I'm excited to ship these glasses to you and have your thoughts on them as well when they do come out.
Yes, yeah, I'm excited to check them out. As I know a lot of people are. We just had a great conversation with the Blind Life channel members. Karthik joined me for our monthly members only Zoom call, just like 20 minutes ago. We wrapped that call up and had a great conversation with the members. So if you guys, we do that kind of stuff pretty frequently. So if you're interested in joining those members only Zoom calls, it's a monthly Zoom call where we all get together, and it's just an open room that everybody can talk and ask questions and share ideas. So if you're interested in that, then definitely check out you can click the join button that is right below all of my videos. You can also find it right next to the subscribe button or right next to my name on my YouTube channel. Or you can go to the members page on my YouTube channel, or try to make it as easy as possible. There is yet also a link in the description of all my YouTube videos. A lot of fun. What we members calls every month. We have a lot of fun. So I learned a lot already just with Karthik kind of talking about the glasses during that call. I'm excited for you guys to learn some about it. I learned things that I didn't even know, and I had put out a video about the Solos glasses last month, kind of announcing the launch of the glasses. And I thought I knew everything, but I learned some new stuff. So pretty cool. And of course, always I've got to say hi to my co-host Rachel. Rachel is also here. Hopefully Rachel's
Sorry, I was muted. Hello, everybody.
twice in one live stream.
Well, I mean, I was not talking yet. I was in another screen because I'm trying to watch the chat in a different screen. So
yes. So Rachel is going to be monitoring the chat. So if you guys have questions, Karthik and I are gonna talk about the glasses a little bit, but then we're gonna open it up to answer questions because I know you guys have questions. And so leave those in the chat. Rachel will be monitoring those. So Karthik, why don't you just give a real quick brief overview about what's going on? Envision is launching new hardware. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, after 5 years, I would say. So we launched the Envision glasses in 2020, and we've been on the lookout for what we think would be the perfect, I would say, successor of sorts to the Envision glasses. And over the last couple of years, there have been two things that have happened. That have really gotten our attention and made us really rethink on what AI tools for the blind and low vision community should look like. I think the first one is pretty obvious. The ChatGPT AI revolution that happened, the second big AI revolution that happened after the first one back in 2012. So the thing with this revolution is we realize that AI can be conversational. It can be very, very, it can be a tool that can orchestrate, other tools to and do it in a very easy way, right? So usually we are used to, so far using apps that had buttons on them, and if you needed the app to do some task for you, you would need to like learn the layouts of these apps and then go into the right menu or trigger the right button,
Mhm.
and that would trigger the AI, right? So that's what we had with the Envision AI app, where we felt like, okay, you know what? There's a bunch of these buttons. It's a Swiss Army knife kind of tool. You could go to the right, button, and then you hit it. It activates, for example, being able to read text or being able to describe scenes and so on. And with the whole ChatGPT conversational AI revolution, we built the Ally app, and which is basically a very powerful but simple, AI assistant that's built with the needs of the blind and low vision community in mind. So it has the best, capabilities in terms of reading text, in terms of recognizing people, describing people, objects, and so on. And it's very, very simple to use. Like Ally app just has two buttons. You have the option to either talk to Ally or text Ally. And you can also heavily customize Ally. You can tell Ally about yourself. You can make it extremely personal. And it's a very, very simple but powerful app to use. So you could, in the same conversation, you can ask it to read text. You can ask it to summarize it for you. You can ask it to recognize people. You can ask it to describe them. You can ask it to give you, tell you where you are and describe your surroundings. All of that happens in the course of a conversation. And the second big revolution that I was talking about was happening in the smart glasses space, in the AI glasses
Mhm.
space. So we had the Google Glass in 2020, and that's what we built the Envision glasses on. Fast forward to about 5 years now, we have a whole bunch of like AI glasses today, right? It's basically like a Cambrian explosion of these glasses where you just have so many different types of glasses. They're glasses they have these wraparound glasses, they're these, you know, Ray-Ban Meta style glasses that look like everyday lenses. They're the Apple Vision Pros. Everybody's making smart glasses. And we thought, you know what, now's the right time to have a successor. And that's when we thought, okay, Ally definitely needs to be on a wearable. It's great as a phone app. People like to use it on their phones. That works fine. But the an even better way of experiencing Ally is through wearables. And that's when we have launched the Ally Solos glasses. So just like in the past, we have partnered with a really good company that's been making AI glasses for a decade now, right? They're called Solos. They're based out of Hong Kong, and these are the Solos, the Ally Solos glasses, right? So for those of you all could see my screen, can see me on screen. This looks like any other pair of wearable glass, like any other pair of sunglasses. So they have clear lenses in them. They've got a camera and they've got a touchpad. And they have speakers located right next to your ears, and they've got microphones all over the glasses itself, right? And what you can essentially do with these glasses is you can use them to operate Ally. So you could simply put on these glasses, open up the Ally app, start a conversation, and then you could just simply talk to Ally hands free. And you can ask Ally to describe what's happening around you, and the glasses will snap a picture, and then describe what's happening around you. You can ask it to, basically like read text for you. You can ask it to recognize, faces or identify people. All of these things is something that I know Ally can do, but now completely hands-free with the Ally Solos classes. They're available for pre-orders. We launched the pre-orders campaign on August 14th, and we've sold a whole bunch of them, like much more than what we anticipated. I think the
Good.
anticipation for these glasses are off the charts. It's something that has caught us, pleasantly off guard. We're pleasantly surprised by it. And yeah, there's still a few units are still available up for grabs. They're about $499 a piece. And buying a pair of these Ally Solos glasses will also give people a chance to experience Ally Pro for free for an entire year, worth $200. And people can still continue to use after the first year. If they want to continue with the Ally Pro subscription, they can continue with an Ally Pro subscription, or they can use the free version of Ally with these glasses as well. No
Mhm.
restrictions there. And one another interesting thing about these glasses is that they also pair to your phone as a regular pair of headphones, which means that you can go ahead and use these glasses with other apps like ChatGPT or Gemini. You can use it to make audio, WhatsApp or FaceTime calls. You can use it to, also make regular phone calls as well. You can use it to listen to music, podcasts. You can connect them with your Siri or Gemini assistant on your Android or iOS devices. And you can go ahead and use them like how you would use a regular pair of AirPods, right? They're also compatible with hearing aids. And yeah, like the glasses retail, like I said, for the pre-order pricing is at $499. And yeah, we plan to ship them end of September, early October onwards, which means that most people will get their hands on these glasses probably mid to late September, October. So that's when we're looking to ship them. So yeah,
Okay.
that's a small rundown of what these glasses are capable of.
Well, good. Yeah. And just to kind of touch on going back to the AI boom, that's kind of the craze that's taken over. I've been saying, first of all, actually, I want to go back. I was surprised to hear that you mentioned 2020 is when you guys launched the first Envision glasses. I would have sworn that I've been seeing you guys at conferences way longer than that. It doesn't seem like it's only been 5 years. I mean, you said that. I'm like, really? I feel like it was much further back than that. You guys have been on the scene much further. So I was,
Yeah.
that surprised me.
Yeah. It's going to be a decade actually since we came out with the glasses. With Envision itself, right? As a company, we've been at it for for close to a decade now. We started the Envision company in 2017, and even in 2017, the idea that we started off with was actually putting Envision on a wearable. Like I was just talking to your members earlier. The initial idea what we had was to put the AI on some kind of an AirPods style device with a camera attached to it and stuff like that. And we realized how impractical that idea was. It's a very typical student idea where you just think that everything can happen
Right.
magically with hardware. But yes, we've been around for close to a decade. We've been building AI for the blind and low vision community for close to a decade now.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, so AI, I've been talking about AI, how helpful it can be for the blind, despite the concerns. Yeah, they're valid, but AI, it's like having a personal assistant right there, standing right next to you, ready to help you with whatever you need. And then just the variety of things, tasks it can do, and ways it can help. It's truly incredible. I mean, I made Rachel decided to sleep in this morning, and I made these frozen breakfast egg bite things for her. And I just took a picture of the back, and I'm like, tell me how to cook these. And it told me perfectly, and it worked great. It's like, it's just so many different ways it can help. So it just makes sense to put them into, these, or why the popularity of these smart glasses have kind of blown up as well. Real quick though, I want to talk a little bit about the hardware. So the Solos are well known. Solos company is well known for their smart glasses in this field. One unique thing about these glasses you guys have is the crazy long battery life. That was another thing that surprised me. When people ask me Meta Ray-Bans, how long is the battery life? I was like, well, maybe an hour or so continuous use. And you guys are sporting upwards of 10 hours, potentially 6 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, like the listed battery life is about 15 hours. But with these glasses, you can get about I would say with continuous usage where you're just constantly talking to AI, you're using it throughout the day, you're taking them off, putting them back on. You could easily get about 8 hours of battery. And the main reason for that is the fact that these glasses are super lightweight in the sense they don't have a lot of compute or a lot of chips inside them, which means that these glasses are they can be extremely lightweight, but they're also lightweight in the sense that they don't require too much power to actually run, right?
Right.
that is a very different decision from the Envision glasses, that we have, because the Envision glasses is a standalone computer. It weighs a little bit more than the Ally Solos glasses, because a lot of the processing happens on the glasses, the Envision glasses themselves. Whereas with the Ally Solos glasses, we made a conscious decision of moving away from that idea, right? Because we thought we all walk around with supercomputers in our pocket, right? Compared to about 20 years ago, these things are supercomputers. They're getting better year on year, and they're doing really well. So we thought most people are having their phones with them at all times. So why not think of the phone as a way to process all the AI stuff that you want to do, right? Why can't that be the processing station? And the glasses are simply peripherals that connect to it via Bluetooth, and they take pictures, and they display, or they put out audio, and they've got microphones on them, and they've got some basic processing on the device, but everything else can happen on the phone, and we can do it reliably well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. Very lightweight as far as processing power and all that. And so, you can fill that space up with batteries, because you had said that the temples actually are removable. They pop off, and the temples are actually the batteries. And so you have two unique ways to charge the glasses. You will be providing a clip-on charging cable that will clip onto the side and charge the batteries that way. Or you can pop the temples off, and you said they were USB-C, right? And you can charge them that way.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are two ways to charge these glasses, right? So the first way is you have a charging pin, a magnetic charging pin on the left arm, which just snaps into place, and you can just put them on charge and you can leave them, right? They don't have like any audible cues right now on like when you charge them and when you take them off, but you can just feel it snapping into place when you go ahead and charge them with a magnetic pin. The second way to do it, which I think is a more pro way of like charging these glasses, is these are detachable ear stems. And these detachable ear stems can then be plugged into a USB cable very easily. So you can just go ahead and plug them in right here. And there's a little LED indicator, red LED indicator on these to like, on one of the ear frames to like tell you tell you that it's actually charging right now. And you can also do the same for the other, frame as well, right? So the other stem, sorry. So you can just pull both of them out, and then you can charge them simultaneously with two USB-C chargers. And when you're done, you can just simply snap them back into place like this. So it's a bit like Lego. So there's a very strong tactile sensation when you when you plug them back in, they're firmly in place. You just plug them back in, push them tightly, and then you can go ahead and use these glasses, right? And the thing with these glasses is that you can also use them with just a single ear ear frame charged, so you don't have to charge both of them to actually use it. So you get 50% of the time, or usage time, when you just have one of the ears charged, right? So that's also possible.
Yeah. And because they pop out, that gives a unique opportunity. I wonder if there's any accessories already like built that people are making. I could see a wraparound kind of sports band or something. But you also have, can you share a little bit about the different style options that you guys are going to have?
Sure. I think right now we're starting with just 3 frame types, or just 3 frame colors. So they've got the shiny black one right here, right? And then I have the clear, the clear slash gray ones, and then I've got one more that's a bit more wine color glasses, right? So frames. The frame, I would say the frame style is the same right now. We don't have the wraparound frames right now from Solos, but it's something that we might be introducing at a later point in time. As far as the sizes of these frames themselves are concerned, they come in 2 frame sizes. They've come with the regular frame sizes. That's more like medium, large frame size. And then they come with the large frame size as well. Like I have the large frame ones because my head is a little bit bigger, my face is a bit bigger, so I kind of prefer these. They fit more comfortably than the regular ones. But for most people, the regular option should work just fine. But you have two options to also play around with these, right? And in the future, we probably will sell more peripherals. Like we might sell extra battery stems, so people can just buy and stock on these battery stems, and then just hot swap them as they go on with their day. But for like most people, most usage, like the regular, the two stems that come with these glasses, and should be more than enough to get them through all day.
Mhm. Yeah, I might need the, you guys might have to make a special extra large set for my big head.
Hey, Sam, can I interrupt you there?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we have over 120 people in the stream here, and the chat is super, super busy. So
Nice.
can I pop in with some questions that have been asked in the
Yes.
chat? And everyone in the chat that's asking questions, I am paying attention. We'll try to get them all answered before the end, but we'll try to intersperse it so it's not just me reading questions for an hour. One thing that I saw come up several times was a question about the lenses themselves, as far as what range of prescription can be put in. Can any optometry place put the lenses in, or do you use a specific one? And then also, is it possible, like, do they have UV coating or darker lenses for people that are photophobic, stuff like that?
Okay, great question. So the glasses do come with clear lenses, right? They don't have we don't put any specific lenses in them when they ship. However, we can you can take these glasses to an optician and then easily swap out the lenses in no time at all, right? It's super long. It's super easy to do it, sorry, and it won't take you more than 5 minutes to swap these lenses. And you can add any kind of lenses you want to do. You want with it like prescription lenses, dark lenses, whatever, photo, the other type of lenses you mentioned. Sorry, I can't remember the name, but yeah, you can
Yeah.
go ahead and hot swap them easily.
Okay, and then someone asked specifically that that they have struggled with some other glasses, because in order to put like a really extreme prescription lens in, they need to be able to heat the frame. Do you know,
Ooh,
are they able to
no.
heat the frame to be able to do that?
You can't heat the frames in this case because they do have some electronics built into them, so I wouldn't recommend heating those frames. However, I don't have anyone complaining about so far, like, from the testing that we have done, etc. I don't see anybody talking about having to do that in order to swap lenses on these frames. Yeah.
Okay. Let me look through these really
I'll also
quickly.
mention real quick that Solos, like I said, Solos is a well-known brand, and they've been around for a while. So I would guarantee that there's possibly some third-party lenses available on like Amazon, for pretty affordable, that you could find a wide range that you could pop in and out.
Yeah. And yeah, like, like in fact, it might be also the case that in the future, there's no like a set date for it. We might also offer just direct prescription lenses, purchases direct from our website as well. That's actually how easy it is to swap these lenses out yourself. You can just go ahead and like do them at an optician. Yeah, there's no need to heat the frames or whatever, and I wouldn't recommend doing that as well.
Yeah, I think the frame heating is specifically for very large, like a plus 18 or something like that, like a extreme prescription. It was actually, I believe it was a optometrist that's in the chat that was saying that,
Mm.
yeah, just a low vision optometrist, and said that they have had an issue with putting higher prescriptions, for instance, into the Meta Ray-Ban glass frames, because they can't
Mm.
be heated. So it wouldn't be in general, but for those very strong prescriptions. So, and maybe I'm guessing that that information might be on the website for like the Solo glasses or something, as far as
Yeah.
what's available
Yeah,
for that.
if you're concerned about this, just go ahead and drop us a quick note at support at or on support@ally.me. That's support@allY.me. We can, like, go ahead and check in with the Solos folks about some extreme cases where you might have to like heat the frames and stuff like that, we can just check in with the Solos folks on your behalf and get back to you.
Okay. Someone else had a question about the software and what is the difference between the free version and the pro version? What features are you getting in the pro version that maybe are not available on the free version?
Sure, no, that's a great question. I think the big difference between Ally, the free version and Ally Pro version is this, right? Firstly, just to preface, Ally is available today in the App Store and Play Store, and even on the web as a free app for people to install and use as well, right? It's a little bit like how the free version and pro version of like major AI apps work. Like, so you will be able to use Ally for free, but there is a limit on the number of minutes per conversation that you can have with Ally. So you could talk to Ally for up to 10 minutes in the free version, right? And with the pro version, there are no limits to the number of minutes of conversation you can have with Ally. You can, Ally also automatically saves these conversations, and you can simply hit a button and continue having a conversation with Ally as well, right? So it's possible for you to do that in this version, in the pro version. Another big aspect of Ally is customization or personalization, right? You can give Ally information about yourself. So Ally remembers, for example, that you're somebody who likes fitness, or you're a vegetarian, or you're diabetic, and so on and so forth, or even about your medical, like how much eyesight do you have, and so on. And Ally remembers this information, right? And you can also personalize Ally. So we, by default, provide 4 different allies with slightly different personalities, but you can create your own ally. Give it a specific voice, give it a specific tone, and you can customize Ally to a great extent with the pro version. There are also pro features, for example, like shortcuts, conversation history, and there are a few other pro features that we have in the works right now. And we're just going to keep adding more features to the pro version going forward. A small glimpse of these features will also be available in the free version, but majority of the feature that we're going to be shipping in the near future are going to be pro versions for people to use. One such feature is going to be live AI. So we're working also on a feature that basically just directly takes in a video frame or a video stream, and then you can ask Ally questions directly about the video stream itself instead of it having to take specific images. That's something that will be available largely in the pro version. We might offer a trial on the free version, but that's pretty processing heavy. So we're going to be keeping that to the pro version going forward. So that's something that we'll be offering people. That's the major differences between the two.
Yeah, but you had said that if you purchase the Ally glasses, you get a full year of the Pro for free to test it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyone who purchased the Ally Solos glasses will get Ally Pro for a full year. And yeah, it's basically going to be that way until the end of the pre-order campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Someone was wondering, are there different voices available with the Ally app?
Yes, there are different voices available with the Ally app. You can pick from about 11 different voices. We're going to be adding 2 more voices to Ally, and you can just pick from there and then use it. Another very interesting thing with Ally is you can even get it to speak in specific accents. So when you are writing, when you're editing your Ally's personality and communication style, you can ask it to have a specific accent, and Ally will go ahead and put on that accent for you. Like, for example, someone a pro user wanted Ally to speak in a very specific Quebecian French accent, which is apparently very, very different from a French accent. And I was a little skeptical if Ally was going to be able to do that, but I was surprised that it could actually do that accent pretty well. So they were happy with it. So that level of customization is possible with Ally Pro.
That's cool.
That's funny. That's very random.
Yeah.
Charles is asking, are there any tasks that you can do with the glasses offline or not paired to a phone? For instance, he enjoys hiking and doesn't always take his phone with him. Is there much that it can do on its own without being attached to a phone?
No, that's not something that it can do right now.
Okay.
The Ally Solos glasses is dependent on the phone for doing most of its processing. And like I said, it's a regular pair of headphones, and essentially could be thought of as a regular pair of headphones. So you can't really use your headphones without your phone. That's how
Right.
to think of it. Yeah,
Right. Which is part of the reason why you have a great battery life is because it's not
yeah,
doing all that processing right on the glasses, right?
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Sam, if you wanted to go ahead and ask the next question, I can
Yeah.
kind
Well,
of search through these and get some more.
that's perfect. Yes. Well, I want to touch on one of the biggest questions I get asked all the time about these AI wearable glasses is can it alert me of something dynamically? If something changes in my environment, will it tell me? And I always say no, no. If you ask a question, it will tell you, but it's not the one of the examples they give is, if you say, "Hey, let me know when bus 13 pulls up," and bus 13 pulls up, the glasses aren't going to say, "Hey, the bus is here." Or
Yeah,
if I'm waiting for a Subaru for my lift, it's not going to say, "Hey, your Subaru just pulled up,"
yeah,
or "Hey, the light just turned green. It's good to go." So,
yeah.
and I know you talked about having the live AI component coming out soon. Can you talk about that as a possibility in the near future, or do you think you'll ever be able to do that kind of stuff?
Yeah. No, I think this is actually one of the holy grails of like AI,
Right.
right? It's like to really uh, be proactive and to be proactive in a reliable way, right? I think the reliability part is like where you have to really underline it and and like focus on because today, yes, you can have live video AI that can constantly try to look into the environment and like trying to see what you ask it to see or like look for things, but the real thing is how do you make it reliable enough for someone who's blind or low vision to trust, right?
Hmm.
And that is the hard part. So the first version of live video AI that we'll be introducing very soon, um, and for now, we're going to be just focusing on introducing this in the app so that we can test it a little bit more before we bring that onto the glasses as well. So just to set the expectation right. When it does become available on the glasses, it will be available as an update for all folks who purchase the glasses when it does come out. But to begin with, our main focus is going to be on like just looking at the video and then answering questions that people might have instead of proactively looking for things. Um, I think the proactive part of it to get it reliably probably is, I don't know, it's very hard to say with how, the kind of progress AI has been making. Like things that I thought were going to happen 5 years from now have actually happened, like last week, right? So it's so hard to say. But I think to do it reliably well, it's going to take a few more months, if not a year, right? So we'll
Yeah.
do this rollout slowly. Like we don't want to be the first. We want to try and be the most useful one. Um, so to be the most useful one, we have to be the most reliable one. And so that's going to take a bit more work. So the first version is going to be just you asking questions and getting a response back when it's watching a video feed live. And the second version is going to be something that will proactively inform you based on it. You can give it a task. You say, okay, just watch the video, stream and let me know if there is like a dog in the frame or if there's a white Subaru that's pulling up, right?
Right.
So it will try to do its best at estimating that and looking into the video stream and giving you the response. But to begin with, it's going to be more reactive than proactive.
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Someone in the Oh, sorry, go ahead, Sam.
I was gonna say, because you had mentioned this in the members only call, that it's a safety thing too, because if bus 13 pulls up and it doesn't tell me, not the end of the world, but if it says, okay, the light's green, it's safe to go, and then something happens, yeah,
Yeah.
you're in a bad spot there. So I understand.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's the thing, right? I think we were talking about it in the live stream earlier with the members, and we were talking about how, like, someone asked me about navigation, and I get asked this question about navigation all the time. And my answer is I don't think we will be building navigation, so like explicit navigation solutions, with AI in the near future, because we still don't think the safety is really up there, right?
Right.
I think safety, reliability is extremely important, especially for if we're building a device that's meant for people who are blind or low vision. That part needs to be the most important part, and I think we will take it a bit slow there, right? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
All
That
right,
was the
Rach.
question I was actually just getting ready to ask. Someone was asking if it had navigation or like a GPS component to it. So it sounds like
Yeah.
Yeah.
not at this time.
It does use the GPS on your phone, right? That's one of the really nice things about these glasses, again, which is a step up from what we had with the Envision glasses, was that we could actually go ahead and piggyback on a lot of things the phone already has. So your GPS is one of them. Your Wi-Fi, your internet is one of them. So unlike standalone glasses where you have to connect to different Wi-Fi or hotspot connections every time you step out of your house and go to a new place, you need to explicitly connect these glasses to the Wi-Fi of that place or your office. And if you're in situations like when you go to an airport, you have this web page that loads up and you have to go ahead and explicitly put in some information and then go through that web page. Those are all instances where a standalone glasses kind of hits a wall. Whereas with the Ally Solos glasses, because we can piggyback on your phone, we can use a GPS on your phone. There's no need to connect to a separate internet connection. It just uses the internet on your phone already. And it basically does a lot of that kind of stuff. It picks up a lot from there. So yes, GPS, while it's not on the glasses, because it's on your phone, it can provide you information like the weather information, or can do a web search of things around you, and so on.
Okay, cool. So is it just you just connect via Bluetooth? Is that how they're connected to your phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So when you first get a pair of these glasses, right, you can actually just take them out of the box and then put them on, and just go through a 30-second pairing process with your phone. We have built a really nice onboarding where you can just go through the different gestures on the glasses and how to use them and so on. And once you have that done, you can simply just connect to the glasses connect to your phone via Bluetooth. So it uses Bluetooth low energy, so it does save on power on that front. And it uses Bluetooth 5.1 to be able to transfer data from your phone to the glasses, and so on. Yeah.
Okay. And then someone was asking, do you have to open the Ally app on your phone to use it, or will it just kind of automatically reach that app while you're talking to the glasses?
Yeah. So we basically have on Android, there is a possibility of just directly triggering, the glasses from the or triggering Ally directly from the glasses itself. And because on iOS, you can go ahead and set up a Siri shortcut and simply, go ahead and say, "Hey Siri, call Ally." I think, generally, like with Siri shortcuts, you might have to unlock your phone, but once that's done, it just basically, connects to Ally, and then you can use it from there. So while there's not an explicit way to trigger Ally from the glasses yet on iOS, not you can't just directly do a gesture or tap on it. You can set up Siri shortcuts and lock screen shortcuts on your iPhone to trigger that directly from the lock screen or using Siri. And on Android, because the system, the Android platform itself is a little bit more open, we can actually go ahead and trigger Ally directly from the glasses, through a gesture, instead of having to unlock your phone and stuff like that.
Okay. Someone has a very specific question, wondering if they will work with the Blind Shell Classic 3 phone.
Yeah, this is a question that we get often asked from the Blancher community. So right now, the glasses are we have to do a bit more testing on that front. So it's good to assume that the glasses don't currently work with the blind shell device, but will be made available as an update. Hopefully, by the time the glasses get into your hands, they will be made available as an update for people who are using blind shell devices itself. Yeah.
Rachel, was that Myrna? Was that Myrna asking that question?
No, I don't think Myrna's in here.
Okay. She was on the members call. Myrna
Oh,
works with
okay.
Blind Shell, so I thought she'd probably be asking a question like that.
Oh, no, I think it's just a Blind Shell user. Another question is, can Ally translate into other languages using your app? Will it still have access to over 90 languages like the current Envision glasses and app?
Yes, in fact, Ally probably has a bit more, I would say. So yes, you can use Ally if you want to translate, from one language to another. If you're bilingual, you can also use Ally. You can tell Ally that, hey, listen, I'd like you to speak in French and German, and Ally would be able to do that for you. It can also mix different languages in between conversations. So you can ask a question in English, and you can say, I want you to respond in this language, or you can just simply do what you do with Google Translate, where you just point the phone at the other person. They can actually talk to you in their language, and Ally can translate it into your language and so on. Yeah.
Okay.
Karthik, I have a quick question. As a videographer myself, will I be able to take video with these glasses?
Not at the moment. So it's not possible to take video at the moment with these glasses. However, you can take pictures. And one of the things that will be available as in launch is you can use Ally just as a regular, or the Ally Solos glasses as like a regular camera. So if you're in an Ally conversation, you can simply like tap, a button and snap a picture, and Ally can go ahead and save that picture to your photo library, along with an alt text description of the image itself, so it's easy for you to find. So that's something that will make a general purpose photo library available on launch, or probably a little bit after launch. Yeah.
Okay. What resolution is the camera and the picture? What size format are the pictures?
Yeah, so you can capture up to 2K in resolution with these
Oh,
glasses. So it's a step above HD, a step below 4K. So you can capture up to 2K, resolution images on these glasses. Usually we use HD images for like general descriptions of things and to be able to read short pieces of text. And we dial up the resolution all the way when someone wants to scan a document, and then have Ally read text from the document itself.
okay. It's 1440 for all you nerds out there.
I stand corrected. Myrna is in the chat.
Ah, perfect. I knew she
And
would
she
be.
said she did ask about blind shell, but way earlier in the chat. The one I got was not from her, but that's funny.
Yeah.
Is Turkish one of the languages available? Do you know?
Yeah, Turkish is one of the languages available on the Ally classes, and the if I remember correctly, Ally is also translated into Turkish, as in the interface itself is translated into Turkish. But our plan is in October to basically beef up the interface, translations as well. So Ally can speak Turkish and understand Turkish, and you can text, to and talk to Ally in Turkish. But we're also going to be translating the interface to many more languages starting in October.
Okay. Another question about, okay, so if you run out of Ally minutes in the free version, what capabilities are still enabled? Like, is OCR available, product recognition, or is it limited to its functionality as a pair of like Bluetooth earphones at that point?
Yeah, you can just go ahead and just start another conversation, right? If you run out of free Ally minutes, you can just simply go ahead and start another conversation, then ask it to do whatever you want it to do. So and interestingly, we don't restrict the number of conversations you can have with Ally in a given day. So you can just I mean, of course, if you have an insanely high number, we will cut you off at some point for fair usage policy. But most likely, if you run out of minutes, you can just start another conversation and keep going.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's not like 10 minutes total for the
No,
month. It's just
no.
in per
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
So
I
if
think
you,
the big,
Okay.
I was
yeah,
gonna say, so if
the big,
you do get kicked off, you guys can just petition and say, but Karthik told me I could just start a new conversation.
yeah, you could. But the only thing I think the big difference between the Ally free version and pro version is, let's say you're having a long conversation, I don't know, about something, and then you want to like get off that conversation. You can, with the Ally pro version, you can simply continue the conversation from where you last left off, and then you can just keep chatting about, what you were chatting about with Ally earlier. In the case of like the free version, that is not possible. So these are like 10 separate minutes that you can go ahead and talk. Yeah.
So if you've dug really deep into a topic, you're kind of going to have to backtrack and start over again if you have to start a new
Yes.
conversation. Okay.
Yes, because like the part of like ally referencing previous conversations does take processing power, so we restrict that to like the pro version.
Okay. Are there any plans for it to be able to be wirelessly charged in the future?
Ooh, no, no plans for that right now. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, that would I would assume that'd be you'd need new hardware for that. But
yeah,
also speaking of new hardware, I want to throw my recommendation in there as well as somebody that would love a pair of the wraparound glasses. With central vision loss, I only have peripheral, so I would love that, and I know a lot of people would too. So if you can talk to the Solos guys and make that happen, that'd be
sure.
fantastic.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that they, we've also told this to them in the past, and I think this is something that, I'm quite, serious about pursuing as well. At some point, we definitely want to have this wraparound stuff also available with solos as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's some of these questions that are in here. I feel pretty certain you actually already answered them, but someone was asking if you could use Chat GPT or Seeing AI with it. And if you have it on your phone, you can, right?
Well, you can actually use ChatGPT with these glasses.
Okay.
However, the camera on these glasses are sort of like available only through an SDK, right? So that's something that I'm pretty sure ChatGPT has not like integrated with, yet with these glasses. So you can have an audio conversation with ChatGPT. You can simply like put on the glasses and have like a regular voice conversation, but it doesn't use the camera on the Solos devices to take pictures. So similarly with Seeing AI, there's not much you can actually use with Seeing AI on the and these glasses because again, it's largely an app that's dependent on taking pictures, and that's not something that is available for all for all apps with these glasses. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very similar when I did my review of the Apple Vision Pro when it first came out. It was the same way that they hadn't opened the camera SDK up to the developers. And so you could launch Be My Eyes, but it was just a black screen that didn't show
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
With
That's how most of these are actually at this point.
Yeah. Which that leads me into another question, which maybe would answer some other people's questions as well. Is can you talk a little bit about the other app integration, especially I know people asking about Be My Eyes.
Mm.
If you'd be able to integrate with that, do you have plans to do that in the members only call? You had mentioned Ira, talking with Ira. So can you
Yeah.
expand a little bit on that?
Yeah, no, I think we definitely have partners and integrations as like a big part of this. Like just like with the Envision glasses, we integrated that with Ira. We had the cache reader guys on it as well, and so on, right? With these glasses too, we currently are in talks with Ira, but I would say it's a two-way conversation, right? I think we also need Ira and other partners to put us as a priority on their roadmaps. So for those of y'all who do want to have Ally Solos on IRA, go and talk to the IRA folks as well, and let them know you're
Talk to Troy.
interested in. Yeah, talk to Troy, and let them know you're interested in actually using Ally on IRA on the Ally Solos classes. So yeah, we're still in early stages of talks, and we're trying to like really work out the roadmap and put each other on priority. And when it does come out, though, it will be available as a free update to everybody who has a pair of Ally Solos classes itself, right? They'll be able to make IRA calls, directly from the Ally Solos classes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Someone was asking about, sorry, I'm trying to reread this really quick, talking about Ally saving the conversation data. And can you opt out of your data being saved, or can you opt out of specific sessions being saved and retain others, or how does that work?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. We will be, soon working on temporary chats. That's something that, like we will have at some point. So right now, yes, it is, this data is being saved, and it's again, saved very, very specific to your profile and your device. But we will have an option to opt out as well in the future.
Okay. And several people asked, does it have facial recognition?
Right now, as you know, on launch day, that is, starting like from the 1st of October, like maybe in like the first or second week of October, we won't be having face recognition yet. But that's something that we definitely will put out very soon, once the glasses are into the hands of more people. We're just trying to really perfect the user experience. A lot has changed from the facial recognition days of Envision glasses and Envision AI. And we're trying to incorporate the latest in this field, and making the whole process like seamless. So we need some time to get the user experience right, but it will be definitely available again as a free update to everybody who uses Ally Solos classes.
Okay. Another question was how detailed would, like if you have it take a picture and then ask for detail about the picture, like would it give a detailed description of people that are in a photo or like about,
Yeah.
their features and whatnot?
Yes, so that's again one of the cool things about the Ally, like Ally itself is it doesn't shy away from describing people in detail. So yes, you will be able to get descriptions of people in pictures. You'll be able to get descriptions of people in real life as you're using Ally. Of course, do this with their consent, I would say. But yes, it is possible for you to do that. Yeah, in real life as well.
Okay. And then also someone was wondering if the glasses interact with YouTube or if they would be helpful in video games.
Um, this as of now, Ally is, the web version of Ally does not have screen sharing, but we will be bringing screen sharing very soon to Ally across all platforms, including the web, including iOS and Android. And when that does come out, it will be possible for you to like simply share your screen with Ally and ask it to describe stuff for you as it's going on. Yeah, that's definitely one of the more interesting use cases. I can't wait to unlock. Yeah.
Okay. And is there any warranty on the glasses? And I do believe too, I think you mentioned it, but someone was asking about the cost of the glasses and then also the cost of the subscription for the Ally Pro.
Yeah, so the cost of the glasses. So right now, in the pre-order campaign, it's available for $499. It was initially $399. We sold out of the ultra early bird pricing, and now we have the early bird pricing for super early bird pricing for $499. For $499, you basically get the Ally Solos glasses, the hardware itself, plus you get 1 year subscription of the Ally Pro, as well. And after the 1 year is over, you can still use Ally Solos glasses with the Ally app for free, as in you can use it with the free version of Ally itself, and at any point in time, you can simply upgrade back to Ally Pro and then use it, right? So that's the possibility, and you can just go to our website. That's ally.me/glasses, ALLY.me/glasses, GLASSES, and place a pre-order, and we'll start shipping in October.
Okay.
And you had said the pro subscription, just in general, was how much?
Yeah. So the pro subscription right now is actually we're offering an introductory pricing on pro subscription. It's $10 per month and $100 per year. The cool thing is if you buy a pro subscription now, unless you cancel your pro subscription, you will always be charged $10 per month and $100 per year going forward. So we kind of grandfather you into that plan. Starting from October, we plan to increase get done with the introductory price and offer $20 per month and $200 per year as the price for the pro plan itself.
Okay. And you had said to just to add in 30-day money back guarantee, no questions asked with the glasses,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yes, yes. So one of the really nice things about these glasses is if you're on the fence about getting them, I would say you still get them, because the actual price is $699. We're offering it at $499 right now. And the cool thing about this is the fact that when you buy these glasses, you get a 30 days no questions asked return policy, which means you can try them on. You can use them. I'm sure you like them, but if you end up in the odd chance you don't like them, you can just put them in a box, and we'll tell you where to send it. So yeah, it comes with a no questions asked return policy.
Okay. Someone else was asking, is there a possibility of any sort of payment plan?
No, there is no payment plan possibility. Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
Unless you'd use a credit card.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more questions in here that I've missed. I'm trying to.
Well, while you're looking, I wanted to kind of
Yeah.
expand on. I do like the idea. You talked about this also during the members only call that Ally doesn't have as many restrictions as some of these other AI
Yeah.
options that we have. Like, I demo Meta Ray Bans all the time for my clients, and I've had read this prescription bottle, and it says, "Oh, I can't read prescription bottles," or
Mm,
"Hey, Meta, what's in front of me?" And it will say, "There's two people in front of you. Is the man on the left or the right?" And it's like, well, I can't identify gender. Um,
mm.
you were talked about that Ally is not going to have that because you guys had always gone with the very first approach was answer the question. Whatever the person is asking, do your best to answer that question.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's correct. And thanks for bringing it up. I think we get a lot of questions about what is the difference between the Ally Solos classes and mainstream smart classes, right? I mean, firstly, I do like Ray-Ban Metas. I own a pair, but I think the its use case for the blind and low vision community is actually quite limited right now, because of the reasons you mentioned, right? And I think the Ally Solos classes are better than mainstream smart classes for the blind and low vision community for a few reasons. The first is Ally Solos classes basically does, text recognition, descriptions of people, recognizing people, eventually being able to like read things for you regardless of what the content is. It will do its best to answer that question, right? It doesn't make a judgment call on whether you actually need that information or not, or whether I can give you that information. Is it okay? We're not going to censor stuff as well, right? And I gave you a pretty colorful example in the Zoom conversation as well.
Yeah, you did.
Um, so we don't make that kind of judgment call, and we always try to offer you the answer in the best possible way. So when it comes to reading text, Allies, is having all of the reading capabilities of the Envision glasses, of the Envision AI app. We've got a decade's experience in being able to recognize text very well. And so what we're going to be doing is, if you ask us to read a bank statement, or if you're going to ask us to read a poster or anything of that sort, we simply give you the information. After that, what you do with it is up to you, right? Similarly, if you ask it to describe people, or ask questions that involve people, Ally is going to be able to do that for you as well without shying away from it. So that's one very important thing. The second very important difference is, I believe that, with the Ally Solo classes, you can basically just buy them and set them up and use them without requiring any kind of sighted assistance. The Ally app is 100% accessible. The Ally Solos classes, we've worked very hard with the Solos team to make the Solos classes also accessible. The voice, with voice command, with voice output in the right places. So when you turn on the glasses, instead of just a beep, it'll actually tell you that it's on, and so on, right? And when it's low battery, we've added special commands to inform you about the battery status and so on, right? So those are all things that we have done to make the glasses itself more accessible. And lastly, when you do have a problem with these glasses, right, you have someone to actually talk to and get it fixed. Again, we're not a big corporation, and accessibility is not a side gig for us. It's the main gig. It's what we're here for. And in a way, that also reflects in our support team, because if somebody has a problem, with the Ally Solos classes, they can simply reach out to us, get on a call with one of our engineers if that needs to be the case, or you can talk to our support team, get help on how to resolve it, which is sometimes a difficulty with big corporations. And I know that this community does require that kind of one-to-one personal assistance, and that's something that Envision will be able to provide that bigger companies might not be able to. So those are the major differences between the Ally Solos classes and more mainstream classes like the Ray-Ban Meta itself.
Nice.
Okay, here I have a couple of pretty specific questions. One was, can you go through the setup in languages other than English, like Spanish
Yes.
specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can set, the interface itself is translated to Spanish, so you can go ahead and use it in Spanish.
Okay, great. Um, this question says, I had a patient who specifically wanted to be able to read financial statements, and most other devices don't allow him to read the entire line due to the large blank
Yeah.
spaces. I'm assuming they mean like there's a column and then there's a pretty big gap and then another column of data.
Yeah.
Can Ally read the full line in those instances?
Yes. So Ally is, again, like I was talking about, like Ally doesn't have any restrictions on what kind of data it can read, cannot read, and it is also, pretty capable of reading things like tables and charts and stuff like that. So you can go ahead and give it a bank statement, for example, and you could either ask it for specific information about the bank statement, or just simply go ahead and have the entire statement read line by line by Ally, and it should be able to do that.
Okay. Can you make video calls with the glasses?
Not at the moment. So it's not possible to make video calls with the glasses at the moment. And when it becomes available, we'll make it available for everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
I do see a question from somebody asking, will the glasses fully work in Luxembourg, Europe, or some AI features won't? I mean, whoever asked this question, we're actually a company that's based out of the Netherlands. We're a Dutch company, and all AI features on the glasses will work in Europe and across the world, unless there are like some sanctions or restrictions against those countries specifically, right? So we will have all AI features available on day one because we're a company that's 100% GDPR compliant. So yes, we'll be able to do that.
Okay.
What about Texas and Illinois? For some reason, I hear that there's some kind of restriction in
Yeah,
Texas and
yeah.
Illinois.
I think it's a pretty misunderstood thing as far as I could, this is my reading of what I could, when I looked up online and did some research. So what I understand is that you cannot use AI generated videos, or AI generated videos are generally not okay in these two states because, a lot of people feel that there is some hiring, bias that happens, and there's some misinformation bias that happens because of AI generated content, AI generated videos.
Hmm.
A lot of mainstream smart glasses providers, what they do is they take your, images and they enhance them with AI. So, they kind of clean up, quote unquote, clean up the images with AI. So if, there's some stray person in the image, it rubs them off and so on. Those are all like, taking your images and like generating content on top of that. Envision doesn't do that. Envision simply takes an image and gives you a description of it. It converts images into text. It doesn't necessarily convert images into images, which is where the key sort of, I
Hmm.
think, the key bottleneck in the regulation is.
Gotcha.
Sorry, I'm responding in chat. Stuff. I think we've hit most of the questions. One comment that someone made in here that I also wanted to agree with was Charles just said, Karthik, thanks for being honest with us. I appreciate your yeses as much as your nos, and we'll be following news from Envision very closely as you continue to grow. And I think that is really important because sometimes people don't want to say no when their product can't do
Yeah.
a certain thing, but it's really important for the consumers to know
Yeah.
this is like a hard no, and no, we probably won't do that, or it's a no right now, but that's
Yeah.
on the near horizon or whatever. So really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I think it's important because, for example, I don't want people to buy these glasses and expect that, oh, yeah, I can just hit a button, for example, on iOS and then just directly start an ally call, right? I would love to do that, for example. It's something that I really think, Apple should allow, app developers some kind of leeway in making that happen. But if that can't happen at the end of the day, I don't want someone to actually buy these glasses with the expectation that, oh, you know what, I can just like, lock my phone entirely and then it's just start Ally directly from there. We're going to try to make that happen and do as many workarounds as possible. But we do have Siri shortcuts, for example, that almost get like 80% of the way there. And that's something that, is a hard restriction on the platform. So I don't want people to buy these glasses and then have a bad experience and then return them back to us, that would actually be a lot more hurtful than people not buying it at all, right? I think so. That's why I would like to, and also some things like navigation and just being able to like when we introduce live video AI, I don't want people to assume that, oh, I can just ask the AI and it's going to just do this stuff for me proactively. Like nobody does that today for a reason. Like big companies would love to do that, but that AI is just not there yet. So again, I want to set some expectations around that. I think it's a very, very very important part of, like, especially for a small company like us, where reputation matters, and we've built our trust with the community over the course of a decade. And I would hate to like just go on and like overpromise things and see that crumble in like a day's time. Yeah.
Okay. One question was, do they happen to have something like Find My Glasses, similar to Find My Device?
Yeah.
So when you put them down and then you don't know where you put them down at, is that something that's available?
That's a good question.
Yeah, no, not at launch. Like we don't have plans of like including something like or having something like that right now. But yeah, like once we really ship the stuff that we really want to ship over the next few months, I think we probably will include that at some point. Yeah.
Okay. And one person is really curious about descriptions, like descriptions of people. Like, could you give an example of what kind of description they give or how detailed that is?
Yeah. Um, so the people descriptions usually talk about their facial features, like do they have a beard, what color hair they are, what expressions they have on their face. It tries to make a best possible estimate of like the gender and the skin tones as well. Just gives you an idea of like, hey, this is the skin tone, this is the gender of the person, this is possibly the gender of the person. It does not guess your age. So that's something that we explicitly tell the AI not to do. So it doesn't do stuff like that. But yes, it does go ahead and give you that kind of description and what they're wearing. What do their clothes look like? So that's the kind of detail that you can get from there.
Okay.
If quick follow up to that, if you have the pro version, could it learn people? Could I say like, remember from this point on, this is my wife Rachel, refer to her as Rachel?
Yeah. So that's something that will be possible in a free software update once we ship these glasses out. Like I was telling before, we just need to get the user experience right. You're right. Like the ideal way to do it is like when you like look at Rachel, you just say once that, hey, I want you to remember that this person is Rachel from now on, right? But
Yeah.
Rachel could look to the AI. Rachel could look different when the AI is looking at it face first. It could look different to her, different to the AI when it's looking at it from sideways. So how do you actually go about teaching the AI correctly the person's face? Like in the Envision app, for example, we've got the option to take like 5 different pictures and then teach the AI. So we're kind of really thinking about what's the right user experience. We're doing some internal tests, but that will be made available as an update once the glasses ship.
All right.
And someone wanted to clarify. So if you do the early bird pricing, like if you were to purchase them now and then you will get them in October, your 30 days to decide if you like them won't start until
Yeah.
you actually get them, correct?
Exactly. It does not start, from the day you like make your, order. That would be unfair to customers. So it's
Yes.
basically 30 days from the time you get the glasses. Yeah.
Okay. Is Mandarin language one of the languages that's included?
Yes, Mandarin is included, but currently the interface is not translated to Mandarin. We probably will do it at some point, but right now the classes can recognize Mandarin, can read Mandarin. You can talk to Ally in Mandarin as well, and Ally can speak Mandarin back in return. Yeah.
Okay. Here's maybe a difficult question, or you may not completely know the answer to because you are not part of the Meta team. But it says, "I'm curious why the Meta Ray-Bans can start video calls and invoke Meta directly with a voice command in iOS, but the Solos cannot."
Yeah, I need to like check this once again as to what is the extent of how much this is possible. Because, for example, like I mentioned, the big difference I think Meta still has a lot of stuff that happens on the glasses. So when you're actually invoking the Meta command, on the Meta Ray-Ban glasses, they're actually like, there is a computer on the Meta Ray-Ban glasses that does invoke Meta, the Meta Assistant, and then like takes a picture for you or does something for you, right? And as far as I know, Meta has actually partnered directly with Apple in one or two instances to make that happen. So it does work that way a notch above like the regular smart glasses that have not entirely like one-on-one partnered with Apple and so on. But that's also like one of the reasons why, like Sam was talking about, like the battery life on these Meta Ray Bans being not that wow, simply because they do have this onboard computer in place that does listen to Hey Meta all the time, that does like a bunch of things behind the scenes to like connect to the internet easily and stream to Instagram or like Facebook directly from the glasses. So they have a bunch of onboard processing, which does make it more battery life heavy. Whereas with the Ally Solos glasses right now, that's not something that's possible. Like there's no background, there's no like onboard computer that's doing this. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Malone's Bones was asking, will there be any background noise suppression on the glasses? They said it's frustrating when there's a small background noise, even a sniff, and it interrupts Ally's responses.
Yeah. So we will improve background noise suppression with Ally going forward. There's some advances in this space that have happened, so we're experimenting with it, and hopefully they'll be rolling out to the Ally app over the next few weeks. One, two. We do have the walkie-talkie mode also on the Ally Solos glasses. So when you actually put on the Solos glasses on the side, there is a small dent, which is basically the touchpad itself. And you can simply press and hold this area to trigger the walkie-talkie mode. So when you tap on the sidebar, it unmutes, and then when you release it, it mutes the microphone. So that way you can like quickly tap and hold to speak, and then release it to mute the microphone again. And that's the most effective solution we have found so far. We have tried a bunch of AI techniques to tune out the background noise. And I think we'll add some improvements in the near future, but the most effective way is the walkie-talkie mode.
That makes sense. Okay, Sam, I think I've hit most of, I mean, there are some like very, very personal specific questions in here, but I think as far as questions that would help a large group, I think we've hit most of them in here.
Okay. Yeah, you guys if you have a question, get it in, because we're going to wrap up soon. We've already taken up a big chunk of Karthik's Saturday here, and he's been very gracious to do this.
To be honest, I'm super grateful to be here, and I'm yeah, I already told my friends that no, this Saturday evening is blocked off for this. So yeah, happy to answer more questions.
Well, we appreciate it. You're awesome. I do have one very, very important question. So my Ally persona is Walter, and Walter's a cranky old guy from Texas who loves cats. So on the Ally Solos glasses, will he still drop little facts about cats whenever I'm talking to him?
Yeah, no, definitely.
That's a deal breaker for me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I think we all have our allies that we're attached to. Like mine is a 1930s drunk British comedian who kind of swears, like
I remember.
and sometimes he drops like really awkward F-bombs when I'm trying to demo this to some investor or something. But yeah, it's like a little shocking moment, when there's a very realistic voice, like raspy voice on the other end, dropping an F-bomb. But yes, you will have all your allies that you're used to and that you love on your Ally app, also on the Ally Solos classes.
Fantastic.
I'm starting to question what your if I need to start crashing your members only calls, Sam, because Farming Blind with Duck asked if the picture description works in Playboy, and that if I were in the members meeting, I would know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. or just watch my review. You'll see it on there.
Oh my goodness.
Well, cool. Well, I personally, I'm looking forward to checking them out. next month, and I know a lot of people are too. So, real quick, can you give the email address, or not the email, the website address again, or people are interested? Can you just give that out
Sure.
again?
Sure. So you can purchase the Ally Solos classes as of today on our website. That's ally.me/glasses. That's ALLY.me/glasses, GLASSES. That's the best place to know more about the glasses, and you can purchase your glasses today. And we'll ship them to you early October, starting from early October. And yeah, like I'm super excited. And for those of y'all who haven't already tried out, I would strongly encourage you to try out the Ally app. You can install the Ally app on your phone today, and you can purchase a pair of Ally Solos glasses. We're shipping a lot of improvements to Ally over the last few weeks. We're going to be continuing to ship them well into the future. Our aim is to really polish the Ally Solos glasses and the Ally app by the time these glasses get to your hands early October. So try them out, give them a shot, install them. They're for free. You can try out the free version, or you can get a pro subscription as well. And yes, please purchase the Ally Solos classes. Once again, it's ally.me/glasses. That's ALLY.me/glasses. You can go ahead and purchase it. 30 days, no questions asked, return policy after you get your glasses.
Yeah, it's available for iOS and Android. I mentioned that too. And
Yes.
then I'm still signed up with the beta program, and every time I go into my emails, just about there's an email from Test Flight saying Ally's been updated. Go check it out. So I can testify to you guys constantly trying to improve.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's going to be our main focus, just to keep improving Ally Solos and the Ally classes itself, and the Ally app, which is basically the heart of everything that we're doing with the Ally Solos classes. So yeah, I'm super excited. We're going to be rolling out some more stuff, some improvements to latency. I think somebody in the members only community spoke about latency on the Ally app, and we're definitely going to bring it best in class. And there's a lot of other things that we've also planned. So excited, super excited.
Awesome.
When does the early special end?
The early special, ends. I would say we still have a few more units left. I think there are about 20 or 30 units still left on
Oh,
the
okay.
early. So then the prices go up to $599, and then when the pre-orders end, they are at $699. So yeah, the $499 price is the cheapest version of the Ally Solos glasses right now.
Okay.
Awesome. Any other questions, Rach?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, if anybody has any other questions, you can leave them in the comments, and we'll do another follow-up live stream at some point. Maybe the next talk back we'll answer some of those questions. But Karthik, thank you so much for joining us. Super appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you so much. Once again, Sam, for having me over. Really appreciate it for taking out the time to do this, and thank you everybody who showed up for the live stream. And also for the members only chat early. I really appreciate you guys taking out the time on a Saturday to know more about these classes. I'd love for you to get them, try them on, and give us your thoughts. And thank you always to everybody in the community, including Sam and everyone out here, for supporting us for over a decade. I'm really happy to say that at the end of it all, like I think we've been one of the very few accessibility startups that have been around for at least as long as we have, especially as an app, as a glasses. You guys have always been very supportive of our efforts to be innovative in this space, and it means a lot. So thank you so much once again.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of interest. There's been over 100 viewers this entire time. We've been on here for over an hour and 15 minutes, and there's been over 100 consistently. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. Thank
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to kind of just add a little bit. A lot of people, they say, especially adopting new technology, purchasing new technology, that the concern as well as is the support going to be there for the long run. And I think Envision has proven that they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So you can kind of rest assured with that. So I think it's awesome. All righty.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much once again, and I'll see you around.
Thanks, Karthik. Yeah, Rachel, anything else, or should we sign off?
I think we're good. I think we covered it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thank you
awesome.
everybody for joining us. Really appreciate it. And if you need anything, like I said, leave it in the comments down below. You can also reach me through the website, theblindlife.net, if you have any questions for me. Definitely check out the merchandise. I don't know if you saw the fit for the day is the I can see but I can't hashtag it's complicated. Screwed that up, didn't I? I'm not good at promoting my own stuff. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.